everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing another speed build, which is the very much requested Hampton style house. Now, for those of you who missed it in one of my previous videos, I did actually say that the Hampton style is not something I'm a fan of. I do think they're really beautiful, it's just I don't like the shape of the roofs, and they have this kind of like A-shaped roof, which I think if you were going to build a barn would look kind of fitting. You know, that's what I imagine a barn shaped roof to look like, but in a house, for me, I'm not entirely sure I like it, and in fact, no I don't. But I thought I'd had a few requests for this Hampton style, and I thought, you know what, given the fact that the theme for this world seems to be based around Hampton style, I thought I very well can't do one. I'm gonna have to do one at some point. So I kind of did a little bit of research, and it would seem that there's not actually that many styles out there of Hampton style. I mean, they've got this typical roof, but I didn't really find many buildings that had this style. So obviously, because it's only based in the Hamptons, maybe, but anyway, I had a little look around, and obviously they've got this kind of similar style roof, and they tend to have lots of spiral kind of structures around the building as well. So I just tried to incorporate the lot. I kind of thought, if I'm gonna do this, I'm going to do it properly, and I'm going to do it big, because I was thinking about kind of doing something a little bit smaller. I thought, should I just do like a smaller Hampton style house? But I thought, no, you know what, they're not typically small, they are massive houses. So I kind of thought I'm going to kind of explore one of the other bigger lots, because I've still not seen every single lot in the world yet of Brindleton Bay. So I found this lot, and it's a 40 by 40 lot overlooking like the beachy area, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It has like these beautiful views of the lighthouse in the distance and some of the buildings in the background. I just thought it was absolutely gorgeous. There are some really lovely lots over in Willow Creek that have become my favourite since I've began building properly on YouTube, and they're kind of like big 40 by 40 shaped lots. And I can definitely see this one being one of my favourites as well, just because the scenery around the build is just absolutely beautiful. Really nice area. So I kind of looked at this lot and I thought this is going to be perfect for this home. So I had an idea of what I needed to do, but with regards to the shape and things like that, I wasn't entirely sure which way to go. In fact, as I started building it, I kind of got really into building it, and then I was like, oh, where am I going to put the front door? I just totally kind of like missed a space for the front door. And I really love getting into the zone. When I get into kind of like this, I put my music on, I kind of zone out, you know, it's like The Sims is my time to kind of, when you get in that kind of like creative space, it's just like a real deep sort of therapeutic process. This sounds so stupid, but it is for me. And I can really kind of get into it and just lose myself and just really enjoy building. And that's exactly what I did with this home. And in actual fact, as much as I started off thinking, no, I'm not going to like this, the more and more I carried on, the more and more I kind of really enjoyed it. And I was trying my very best, because like I said in the last video, I really like to make beautiful homes. I like to sit back at the end of a build and look at it and think, that looks really pretty. You know, if I passed that and I was driving in a car, I would stop and be like, wow, that is gorgeous. And in the end, as I started building this, that's what I was pushing for. I wanted to kind of feel like I'd created something that, even though I didn't like the style, I wanted to do it proud. So this is what I came up with, guys. I can't promise you I'll be doing any more Hampton style. I might do, you know, a couple of smaller ones, but I think this is me giving my all to this particular style, and I quite like it. You know, I think it makes a beautiful home. Now, this was actually built for the family that are already pre-existing on the lot, which I'm sorry if I butcher this name, is the Delgato family. It features a mum, a dad, it's like a boy, child, a toddler girl, a cat and a dog. So when I came to obviously personalise this house, I based it around their interests and obviously around this particular family. So they had a big love obviously for cats and dogs, and I think the mum was into fitness as well. So I say it was based on this family. It kind of was, but loosely. Obviously I wanted to include lots of different skill building items, which I always throw in there anyway, regardless of what sort of career you've got. And you know, I wanted to throw in some stuff for toddlers, for kids, for pets, you know, for cats and dogs. So it wasn't predominantly kind of like based just for pets or anything like that. It's just a large family home, which is just, it's gonna suit everybody. Now there is 4 bedrooms. Well, I say it's 4 bedrooms, it could have easily been 5, but because the mum was so into fitness, I thought I'm actually going to add in a gym upstairs into one of the rooms, but it could have easily been a 5 bed. So I made it into a 4 bed, 3 bathroom build, and it came in at just less than 244,000 simoleons. Yes, I never go cheap. It's pricey, you know, it's cost a bomb. Now, with regards to how many packs I've used, I have probably used the majority. I haven't actually checked, but I normally tend to use the lot unless I specifically say otherwise. Especially with discovering kind of Brindleton Bay for the first time and discovering all these lots, I really don't want to restrict myself at this point. It's probably something that I will be doing soon, and it's been a long time since I've done kind of like a base game build, and I think it would be nice for everybody who's new to The Sims that may have just picked up the base game and the cats and dogs pack. You know, I'm gonna plan a build for you guys, something on a larger scale as well, because I do like to do that sometimes, and it's been a while since I've done that kind of, you know, restriction. So I probably will do one of those soon at some point as well. But for now, you know, discovering these huge lots and this new world, I just want to build some really beautiful houses. And I know, like somebody else said, I think it might have been Simlissy, I've heard a few other simmers say it, you know, they don't tend to use CC very often, so they don't restrict themselves on the packs for that reason. And I'm the same. I very, very rarely use CC. I did get into using it a little bit, and occasionally if I do apartments, I do tend to use a little bit of CC, because a lot of the time I don't really upload apartments as such. I'll do them for the channel, but yeah, so I'll allow myself a little bit of use of CC, but predominantly you won't find any CC in my builds. So this is a heavily edited version of the house, because if I included every single bit of the footage, the video would have been over 1 hour and 10 minutes long. It really was quite a long process doing this house, although I say it's a long process, it felt quite quick to build actually. But then again, if you're really in the mood for building, time just flies by. And for me, if I'm honest, over the last sort of, I'd probably say 6 weeks or so, I went through a little bit of a rocky patch, and I just didn't have the love or the want to build. I really needed a break, as I've explained in previous videos. But now I've had that break and I'm all well rested, I've kind of got that love back for building, and so time flies. And when time flies, that is just the best place, you know, the best mindset to be building in. So I'm really happy actually. I've made some real good progress over the last week. Now, with regards to the outside of this build, I did kind of do it initially, and then I did some interior, and then when I went back to the outside and added some more bits, and then back to the inside. And I get really annoyed with myself when it comes to edit when I do things like that, because it just makes it so much more difficult to edit, because I'm chopping and changing all over the place. But in all honesty, I did spend quite a lot of time on the exterior, and I didn't want to include all that in because it is just really finicky stuff. Like, I know some people don't bother with things like shading of grass and the terrain tools and, you know, making sure you've got mud underneath certain plants, or, you know, mud around your your mailbox, and just daft things like that. But I really love detail in my builds. I've said before that I like to go for kind of like a realistic feel. So I do tend to do a lot of that off camera, or I may do it on camera and just cut it all out. So yeah, you will see it eventually when you see the beginning bit where it pans around the house. You'll be able to see it properly, what the end result looked like. But the bit that I've included into this video, you know, it does cut off at a certain point, otherwise we'd be here forever. So I did choose to keep it quite manicured, really. I did include lots of beautiful bushes, just really nice vibrant plants, and I also included, there was like this outdoor spiral area with this roof. I don't even know what the name is. I would have to go and Google it, but it's certainly not something we really have in the UK, I must admit. But it's kind of like this really nice sort of roofed eating, like sitting area around at the back, which I really liked. And I included a pool. There were items for the children as well, and here and there you will notice the odd scratching post for the cats, which are scattered around the garden as well. But similarly, over into the interior of the house now, which I'm currently doing the kitchen, which, can I tell you, was a nightmare. I'll tell you that in a second. But I didn't include every single room that I built either, but you will see more in the kind of like end little clips that I do at the end of the footage. So yeah, this kitchen. Now what the nightmare was that this house, as beautifully shaped as it ended up being on the outside, it was a nightmare to do the floor plan on the inside. Now I'm no expert at doing floor plans. I probably really suck. I think if I really sat down and drew it out and spent a good long time doing a floor plan, then maybe I would be a little bit better. But I do kind of get a little bit impatient when it comes to doing floor plans and, you know, just try my best. But this was such an odd shaped house, and as a result, trying to do that kitchen was just a nightmare. I did actually cut out some footage as well because I laid it out completely differently initially, but I think I got there in the end, and it was slightly different from something that I've done before, and I quite liked it because it was really quite light as well. But yeah, there was a good few rooms downstairs. There's plenty of activities and skill building things to do. I did include again a toddler type room because obviously we've got a toddler in the house this time. So yeah, downstairs is quite packed really. So moving on upstairs, this was kind of like the master bedroom, which is very feminine. It could be this one or it could be the other one, but I kind of got the vibe from the mum in this house that she was kind of a little bit dominant. You know, she put her fingerprint on this house, as you would say, and she's the one that's designed it in my mind. And so she wanted pink in her bedroom, and that's exactly what she got. Now, I don't normally do kind of like pink. I do occasionally, but more for kids, so this was a little bit different for me. But yeah, I did do kind of like a master bedroom, and then I did a room for the toddler girl in which I included like a child size bed as well. But my absolute favourite room was the boys' room. I thought was really, really cute because I used quite a lot of items from the new Dogs and Cats expansion pack, and there are some really gorgeous items. I must admit, as far as items go, because I've just been discovering more and more the more I've been building this last week, they really have gone to town with the items. And the thing that I love as well is having plenty of colour variations, because I think sometimes that's the problem. They can make an item which looks brilliant, but it comes in kind of funky colours, and you can't always kind of use it as much as maybe you would do. So just let me point out as well, in the spiral at the front of the house, this was the one issue that I had structurally with this build. In the spiral at the very top of the house, the roof cuts in, and there was absolutely no getting away because it was the main roof of the house, and if I made any kind of amendments to it, it would have ruined the look on the outside. So what I decided to do was make that room into kind of like an attic style room. So it's all run down, there's old boxes in there, there's like just junk in there, there's like cracks on the wall. I just made it like a storage room, you know, almost like a side attic room, but on the same floor as the bedrooms. So yeah, that was a little bit of a shame, but unfortunately, you know, The Sims 4 does still have its roofing issues that you can't always get away from when you're building, you know, all kinds of crazy roofing builds like this one, for instance. But yeah, this is the boys' room, and I really, really like it. I love the colour as well. If I was going to pick any room to stay in this house, it would definitely be this one. But the last bedroom is kind of like a guest room, because as far as this family dynamic goes, you know, I've built all the rooms for the family. So I kind of imagine the last room to be a guest room, or it could even be the master bedroom, as it's got like an ensuite off it as well, which is one of the spirals at the back of the house. So yeah, it's quite nice. It's a good setup, a good family home, which would suit kind of all different types of families. Like I say, I did go on to do a gym as well, because the mum's quite into fitness, which took up one of the spaces which I was going to make into another bedroom, but since I'd already created all the bedrooms for, you know, the family, I kind of thought, well, I might as well change it into, you know, kind of like activity skill building rooms. So that's what I did in this instance. But if you did want the extra bedroom, then of course you can transform it and turn it into something else. So yes, as soon as this video goes live, it will be available to download from the gallery. If you're interested in any of my builds, most of them, or the majority of them, are up on the gallery, and that's under, well, hashtag #SimKimBuilds, or that's my actual gallery name. It's all linked in the description box below, so you can go and check that out. And you can also have a little look back into my catalogue and see just how far I've come with building, because I always get told, so many people say to me, oh, I wish I could build like that. But honestly, go back and have a good laugh at some of my older builds, because then I've come such a long way with building. It really has been a learning process, and I've really enjoyed it. I've played this game for many, many years. So yeah, that's worth a good laugh if you're up for it. So I'm over the moon. My best friend literally had her little boy finally last night. She's absolutely exhausted, but he is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to go and have a little cuddle of him. I'm so proud of her. And he's just absolutely stunning. So, ooh, that's some really good news. I'm over the moon. With regards to other builds, I'll be looking at doing another community lot shortly, and I'll be also doing some smaller homes, some 30 by 20 lot homes as well. I've had a couple of requests for those, and it's been a while since I've done kind of smaller scale houses, so I'll probably look at doing that too. That'll be coming up on the channel soon. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to give me a like, and if you're new and you haven't subbed yet, then please feel free to hit that button, and then you can keep up to date with all my latest builds. But thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.